If you listen to a lot of podcasts, you may have heard of Vlogtalk Radio. Well, I think of this video today as more like a vlog talk video. Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret. I'm a Mississippi native transplanted to Atlanta, Georgia, where I sheepishly share things I love with you, and I love a lot of things. And today we're going to cover a lot of things. One of those things is going to be the giveaway winner for the July Knit Crate, and also just kind of catch you up on what's been going on and what's to come. Now, I just got back from Orlando, Florida, where I took Thomas down for this little career preview exploration camp type thing that he did down there at Full Sail University, which is where he wants to go to college in the fall. He wants to do something in game design, and this was an opportunity for him to kind of dip his toes in and see if this is something he really did want to pursue. And he did. He loved it. And I had this long list of things that I was going to accomplish while I was down there. I was going to call my friend Joanne, and we were going to have lunch. I have two other friends down there I was going to call, and I didn't do any of that. I did a lot of errand running and informational research and things like that for things we have talked about that are going to happen on this channel. Now, of course, when we got back home, there was all that stuff to do where you have to catch up with life and get settled in and that whatnot. And today is Monday. I had a doctor's appointment, just regular stuff, no big deal. And, running errands. So here it is after lunch, and I'm just now getting around to filming this thing. But one of the things that I had to do was go pick up a few craft items for the Christmas craft videos that I want to try. Now, while I was getting those out to display so I could show you what it was that I bought, it occurred to me that I have a whole box in my storage area that was filled with things that I have bought in previous years that I was going to attempt to do for Christmas time, and I never got around to doing it. But here it is, the end of July, but we're still in July. I have time to try to do these things. If they don't turn out, then I can buy some more and try again, or maybe just throw the whole project out. Point being is I never started early enough to actually allow myself time to fiddle, to learn, to judge, to see if it's something that I really do like. But now I've got time, and I'm going to bring you along with me. Now, in previous videos, look at this baby, isn't it cute? Baby. And speaking of kitties, look at my cute little project bag I got from Erin. I love the little handle on it. It's Kitty Twitter. It's a square bottom zipper bag with a simple inside. I like it a lot, and I think I'm actually going to use it for my new camera, the accessories that go with it, so that I can keep it all separate. See, posted to Kitty Twitter. Now, in previous videos, we've talked about this channel evolving, and people suggested things that they wanted to see. And one of the things that they were interested in is what I like to watch on YouTube, because I am an avowed YouTube lover. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube. So I thought we would do this in spurts. So today I'm going to give you my top 5 positive people that I never miss on YouTube. So let's start with Casey Neistat. He's a big YouTuber who does incredible videos, from simple ones in the office to grand adventures, but always sending a positive message. He had a rough start in life, but is the perfect example of a person who does the right thing even when it's not fun, but brings fun to most of what he does. He's a treasure. And next we have Do It on a Dime. This is Catherine, who's a young mom, a teacher. She might be a former teacher. I think she may be doing this full time. But she teaches about, here on YouTube, about organizing, decorating, and shopping on a budget with a lot of stuff coming from the Dollar Tree. Her ideas and projects are usually simple, clean lines, and in good taste. And next we have Kara and Nate, who are an adorable young couple from Tennessee, and they won the Shorty Award for Best in Travel this year. And if you don't know, a Shorty Award is like YouTube's Oscars, so to speak. Nate came up with the idea that he wanted to travel to 100 countries before he turned 30, and to do it with very little money. He teaches how it's possible and is completely transparent with how he gets it done. He also shoots all the content, but Kara edits them all, and she's excellent. And then we've got the Tim Tracker. Tim started out as another daily vlogger chronicling his life with his wife Jen. Living in the Orlando, Florida area, they started to focus more on the Central Florida touristy attractions, and they are adorable. They have a sick little dog right now, so Jen is not in as many videos since Bandit can't be left alone for long periods, but she's the editor in the family too. And she does show up, in a lot of videos. Justin Scard, also known as Random Land. Justin is a character. He's a quick-witted, goofy guy who takes us on all sorts of travel adventures. He can even make a routine trip to his storage unit quite entertaining, and we never fail to laugh at his commentary in the antique junk store near his house. He has occasionally shared fan mail from kids, and if that doesn't warm your heart, his quest for positivity will. Now, these people have absolutely nothing to do with the crafting world, but they are people that I just never miss. Take a look and see if maybe those channels would be something that would interest you. You never know. Now, I need to share with you Marie Hahn's brilliant suggestion. Now, Marie left this in the comment section below. So remember, if you have time, always read through the comments because everybody's leaving some really good tips down there. And this happens to be in reference to that Scooty that I showed in my top 5 Bob Wilson 1, 2, 3 patterns. A Scooty, in case you missed that one, it's a hood with a long scarf. I don't have it here with me on my trip, so I'm just going to have to act this out. But she made the scarf part extra long so that you could wrap it around, and when the front came down, she folded up the ends to make pockets. So that way you could actually put your hands in the pockets, kind of like mittens, or this happened to be, I think she said she made them for teenagers or something, so they could put their phone in there, or mittens, or maybe even some Kleenex or whatever. Pockets are so useful. But I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So thanks, Marie, for sharing that. Does this light make any difference? And another great comment, I just love the way this was phrased. Dorothy Cranfield said, I love all the beautiful and unusual colors that yarn dyers come up with. And yes, that's true. And just think, they all started out as primary colors that fell in love with each other. I love that imagery. The primary colors just blend and turn into these beautiful things. I just love that imagery. So if you watched an earlier video, you know that we're giving away July's Knit Crate. And today is the announcement, so let's put the winner up right here. And the winner is Lisa Smith. And I could see right off the bat she used the word primary in a sentence, which is what I asked y'all to do for entering the giveaway. Good job, Lisa. Let's see the rest of it. She says, maybe doing a video about the prep you and your hubby for this big change we've got coming in our life. My primary purpose is no longer a mom. And as much as I'm enjoying it, it has been hard. How's that? I tried. HLPH Lisa. But yeah, we can talk about some of the steps involved in the emotional aspect of growing, changing, evolving. Now, whenever I do a giveaway, I request that the winners contact me on any of my social media. Ravelry is usually the easiest. You can locate all that information down in the description box below. I am going to ask for you to police my videos if you're watching them. Something that drives me crazy, I think I've talked about this before, is I don't like commercials. I don't mind the short ad in front of a YouTube video. That's, exactly why I watch YouTube, is because I can stand that. I can even hit the skip after 5 seconds, right? So that's fine. But what I can't tolerate are the mid-roll ads. Like you're watching a video and everything's going along and all of a sudden, boom, that person is interrupted and here comes an advertisement. Now, it's my understanding that the YouTuber has the ability to turn those on or off. Now I'm going to insert a picture right here, which is actually a screenshot of my little studio controls where I do not have automatic mid-rolls checked. I don't want those popping up on my channel. But my daughter and I were talking about this, and she says she heard through the grapevine that it has something to do with this YouTube Premium, that they are rolling in front of some of the channels, and she said some of the bigger channels. So I have a small channel that probably won't be affected, but I want to know if you're watching my videos and all of a sudden, boom, I'm interrupted with an ad. So if that happens, will you let me know? Look, I have a pink sheepishly sharing shirt on today. Kind of a bright pink for me, but it made me happy. I like it. Now, if you're participating in Sister Margaret Mary's Sheepishly Sharing Community Help, where we give her a hand with what she needs right now since her health is not allowing her to continue her fundraising, you can find all the information in the description box below. We talked a little bit more about it in the last video, but remember that she wants Christmas themed items, and I guess we could expand that a little bit to say winter, so like snowmen. That would be okay as well. But several people have asked me specific questions. What about blankets? What about throws? What about jewelry? Yeah, as long as we keep it in the Christmas themed area in some form or fashion. You know, whenever you're selling at a crafts fair or whatever, you need to keep in mind your demographic. And Sister has done this long enough to know what is selling and selling well. And in her case, this is done in November, so it's right before the Christmas holiday, and she found that most everything that she had would sell, and then the other plain things would, you know, it'd be hit or miss. So she decided to turn it into, say, like a little Christmas shop. So think along those lines for the winter holidays. During all that talk about the evolution of my channel, I wrote down these topics suggested by viewers. Now, we certainly can't talk about all these in each and every video, but I found this a fun way to choose the topic that I'll be sharing. And believe me, with some of these topics, I will be sharing rather sheepishly. I decided it'd be a good idea to record a little bank of clips to keep handy for this segment because it's currently 6 o'clock in the morning and I will not be cooking right this minute. I have no recipe clips yet, so let's test out this segment with a rerun from 2015. Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret, and do you hate cooking? Because I hate cooking. But I've got all 3 of my kids coming in for Thanksgiving for a whole week, and so I'm trying to think ahead. What can I have for breakfast that is quick and easy, ready for them? Everybody gets up at different times. I don't want to be standing here in the kitchen cooking to please everybody. And I have this wonderful website called Elena's Pantry that I discovered. She's also got books, and she's on magazine covers, and wonderful things. And so there is a blueberry muffin recipe that we use on a regular basis. But she's a real cook. I am not. So I take shortcuts, and I'm going to show you ways to modify a recipe and have it still work. The cheater's guide to cooking. Now, one of my major tips is to cook in bulk if you can. If you're going to make a mess, go ahead and set aside the time to make one mess one time so there's one cleanup. And that's what I'm doing now. I already have one batch of muffins in the oven, and so now with my mess still out, I'm going to do another batch. Now, I have learned that when you try to bake, you can't take a shortcut all the time and just double the ingredients. Baking is much more of a science, and so it usually has to be done exactly as the recipe is written. In this case, I'm cheating, but even still, I did not do double batches. So now I'm about to make my second individual batch, and that's why everything looks all dirty and messy, is because I've already been through this once. One mess, clean up one time. So the first part of the recipe tells us to put all the dry ingredients in here, and that's what I'm going to do. But the dry ingredients are a ½ cup of coconut flour. Now, it says sifted, and oftentimes I would encourage you to sift. But that is also one step that you can avoid. But a real baker would never avoid that step. The second thing we need is a ½ teaspoon of Celtic sea salt. I don't have any, so I'm using kosher salt. I like to put it in here because if you try to pour it from the container, you'll make a big mess. And then it also calls for a ½ teaspoon of baking soda. I buy baking soda in the big giant containers because I use it for cleaning and stuff. So in my kitchen, I always keep it in this little jar, a separate part. And then you're supposed to mix your dry ingredients. I always wonder if this is actually necessary because things are really going to be all mixed up when you put it in with the wet ingredients, but okay, I'll do this. And here you can see all my wet ingredients that I have out here. But do you see that right there? That's a paper plate, and I put all my junk on the paper plate after I finish using it because it saves for cleanup. Now in the recipe it says to put 6 large eggs in your separate bowl, and you're going to mix it with a hand blender. Well, why do you want to mix it with a hand blender if you've got a real blender? The real blender also has a pouring spout. And the real blender is also easier to wash. Okay, the next ingredient is a 1/2 cup of honey or agave nectar. I'm using agave in the raw. We need did I say 1/2 cup? I'm wrong, it's a 1/3 cup. Now there is another trick. If you put your oil in first, supposedly your sticky stuff like agave or honey will come out easier. You'll get all of it. But I use one of these little spatulas like this. Love it. And so it's much faster than sitting there waiting on it to all drop out. Then we're going to move to the next thing, which is 1/3 cup palm shortening or grapeseed oil. I've got grapeseed oil here. It's just a lighter oil. I have to get some more. And a good cheater cook never frets. If you run out of one oil, just add another one. It's just a little bit. Yes, it's olive oil, but it's not going to be enough to make a difference. So, cheater cooks never fret because cheater cooks are never prepared. Okay, and then we need a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I use pure vanilla extract. And I just guessed that. Okay, then we need to mix it all up. Now it says, remember to put your top on. Now it says to go ahead and mix these ingredients. And then you need to add your blueberries. Okay, here's another important thing to remember if you are a shortcut cheater cook. You're going to make mistakes, and I just did that. I put my blueberries in before I put in my dry ingredients. That's crazy, but instead of throwing the ingredients out like a real chef would do, I said, I wonder what would happen. So I dumped my dry ingredients in as they were supposed to be. I hit the button and I chopped all the blueberries up in there, and now we have blueberry flavored batter instead of batter with blueberries in it. Is this going to be a total disaster? I don't know. Let's bake it. I'll taste it and I'll let you know. Ooh, here's the first batch. They're looking good. Put them over there. And now, let's put the purple creations in. Okay, just so we're clear, this is what they're supposed to look like. And I did do a taste test and they came out great. And this is what you get when you chop up all your blueberries. So, oh, and by the way, they will stick to the paper. That's completely normal. It happens a lot without, when you don't use regular flour. Even if you were to grease the sides, it just doesn't seem to work. Ooh, it's still hot. Can you see the steam? Tastes pretty much the same. That's kind of a letdown. I was expecting to say, ooh, gross, or ooh, it's better, or it's pretty much the same. So there you go. The cheater's cook. Works out every time. Give me some input on this sharing wheel segment in the comment section below. So I think we packed a lot of variety into this vlog. So now I'm going to leave you with images of the Hawaiian luau that Thomas and I attended. And remember, be kind to everybody, even if you disagree on stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.